By the mid-1700s, life in the 13 colonies was changing fast. The settlers had built cities, farms, and trade routes. They were proud to be British subjects, but they had also begun to see themselves as something new: Americans. However, far across the Atlantic, the British government was struggling with debt from wars in Europe. To recover money, the king and parliament turned to the colonies, passing a series of tax laws. They taxed paper, sugar, and most famously, tea. Even though the colonies had no representatives in the British Parliament to defend their interests. The colonists saw this as injustice. They began to protest with one powerful slogan: "No taxation without representation." Protests spread. British troops were sent to enforce the laws, and soon violence followed. In 1770, British soldiers opened fire on unarmed colonists in what became known as the Boston Massacre. In 1773, angry colonists disguised themselves and boarded British ships, throwing entire crates of tea into the harbor. This act of defiance became famous as the Boston Tea Party. Britain answered with punishment. They closed Boston's port, dissolved local governments, and placed Massachusetts under military control. What began as protest now felt like oppression. In 1774, colonial leaders met for the First Continental Congress in Philadelphia. They called for unity and demanded that Britain respect their rights, but the British Crown refused to listen. By 1775, the first battles broke out at Lexington and Concord. Farmers, shopkeepers, and blacksmiths picked up their rifles to defend their towns. These men became the first patriots, ordinary people fighting one of the most powerful empires on earth. The colonies knew it would not be easy. They had fewer weapons, less training, and little money. But they had something stronger: the desire for freedom. Soon, the struggle would become a full revolution, and the world would watch a new nation fight for its right to exist. The sparks had been lit. The flames of revolution were rising. Next, Episode 4.